excited for 3 o'clock. Got a special guest at 3. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, special guest at 3. It's very exciting.
100%. Other than that, man, let's rock it. Oh, you see my guy. I called him before the season started, but
we'll get to that in a minute.
Neither here nor
Okay.
there.
We'll get to that in a minute.
I almost turned into mad.
Proper due. Brad, we were talking about, a Stanley Cup was won last night. It was like
congrats to the Panthers.
If a tree falls in the forest, did a tree actually fall?
Yep.
It kind of feels like that in the NHL right now. I don't think the ratings will be that great for this at all.
They were horrible.
What Miami is doing, what Florida is doing in the NHL, what the state of Florida is doing in the NHL right now, 6 consecutive appearances in the Stanley Cup Final for a state of Florida team, 3 for the Panthers, 3 for the Lightning. And
4 cups.
I think that is bad for hockey. I'll just say it. I just think it's bad for hockey, and it's a reason why nobody's watching. Not to say that these teams are doing anything wrong. You can talk to me about the no state income tax, and I know Gary Bettman had some things about that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying when you have a non-hockey city, a non-hockey state, who's playing hockey in Florida?
Nobody.
Nobody's playing hockey in Florida.
Baseball, track, football.
That'd be like a team from Wyoming winning the NBA championship every year. It wouldn't be good for the sport.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just calling it like I see it. I think there's sports like football that don't need markets, don't need market sizes, don't need specific teams to be in to be good. Anybody could be in the Super Bowl, and that Super Bowl will be watched. But not here. And it's not even the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's the Edmonton Oilers, which, unless you're a kid of the 80s or something like that, you really don't care. I mean, the Yzerman, the Gretzky, Messier, Fuhrer, Yari Curry.
It's a lineup, man.
Yeah, that lineup notwithstanding, but nobody cares about Edmonton either. I mean, they have the best player in the world on that team, and even that doesn't mean anything. I think you got to get Connor McDavid out of Edmonton. Seriously, if they care.
Yeah.
You got to get Connor McDavid out of Edmonton. You've got to do something about these Florida teams winning. I don't know what that is. Maybe make it easier for a Boston, a New York, a Detroit.
They all had their shot at Florida, and Florida beat them all.
Exactly. Maybe make it so, the NBA has fixed their league so that Patrick Ewing goes to New York. So that
Chris Paul doesn't go to L.A.
That LeBron goes to Cleveland.
Luka goes to LA.
Luka goes to LA. They've kind of maneuvered things. Does the NHL need to start doing some things? Like, let's start with when's the last time Detroit actually moved up?
Never.
In the lottery.
Never.
Exactly. How about moving them up in the lottery?
Yeah, you started the question, and I was literally going to go to everywhere you went, so you answered the question. I'll just double back on what you said. Like, you have to present this game so that fans can get involved. You have to do what the NBA and NFL does. Look for accusations, but this is an accusation. It's the truth. The NFL makes what happened they need to happen. The rules that need to change, they change. The things that they need to slip under the radar, they slip under the radar. The NBA, the trades that they need to happen, Adam Silver will make happen because he learned from David Stern. This guy is going here. This guy can't go there. This team can't have that. Like, this is what leagues do. It's for the betterment of your society. And for lack of a better word, maybe the NHL is on their high horse and, we do things the right way. Well, that's BS because you, like you said, won't move the Red Wings up. Last time I checked, the Red Wings are an original 16. The Red Wings are a team that brought you much joy in the 90s all the way into 2009, maybe 2013, give or take a year or so. This is a franchise that you can't give them a second pick. You can't give them a third pick. And I understand people saying, well, you shouldn't give you anything. The Red Wings earned a first pick, a second pick, a third pick. They earned that with their play, which was horrible, over a 10-year period, notwithstanding last year maybe, if you want to say that. So I think that you got to just have some balls, excuse my French, and you got to do some things. Do you want people to watch your sport? Because we've been talking this since 94, since the lockout of 94, NHL has never recovered. That's BS. Because MLB has recovered how many times? How many times has Major League Baseball recovered?
Thriving.
Thriving.
Exactly.
100%. Yep. So what's the excuse? NFL, you see what they're doing. The NBA, you see what they're doing. Pay attention to your colleagues. The other 3 of your colleagues, and they get it right. Find a way to get it right. This is completely on the NHL. Nobody watches. Nobody knows the times. They don't put it on ESPN so you can see Sean McDonough cover the game.
There's another one, Bray.
Like, I can go on and on. This is all coming from Maz, by the way. I just remember very good. But that's where I'm at with it. Like, if you want to change your league, if you want to change the eyes, you have to change the league. It's up to you. You have the power. Negate some trades. Negate some things. Yo, Chicago Blackhawks, you can't have the number 1 pick and get Connor. We'll give Connor Bedard to somebody else, a team that needs him. So they got to change some things because they're getting blown away. MLB might be passing basketball, realistically.
Potentially.
You can't put your product on the finale. You cannot put it on TNT or a cable network.
Can't do it.
It's got to be on a big boy network. Yeah. Now, listen, the way ABC really treats hockey isn't great anyway. It's because people just they're not buying into it. And like Ryan said, 6 straight Florida teams in the final, it's a lot. It's a lot. I appreciate them. I appreciate the team that, they put together with the Lightning and the team that they put together in Florida. And they beat, one of the best players in hockey, and that's Connor McDavid and his buddy Leon Draisaitl. Without Leon Draisaitl, this is a sweep. The Oilers won 2 games in overtime, 1 in double overtime. One time they were down 3-0. Wow. They came back. Florida should have swept them. So here is Connor McDavid last night after the game. Here he is, very disappointed. 1993, the last time a Canadian team, one 3rd team to lose back-to-back Stanley Cups. You go all the way back to the early 70s, the St. Louis Blues, the Bruins, that happened to them in the late 70s, and now it happens to the Oilers in back-to-back years. That's a tough pill for Canada to swallow.
Maz, let me ask you this question, you know what I'm saying, because you've obviously tapped in. I watched last year. I watched a little bit this year, not like you. What is it with the Edmonton Oilers going against the Florida Panthers? Are they outmanned after their top 2? Is it the coach? Like, how's the coach in this situation? They just only have those 2 players. Is that what it is?
They have a nice team. They have no goalie.
Okay.
And they haven't had a goalie since the manager, Ken Holland, was there. I don't understand why this team doesn't sell out at the deadline and get a goalie, because Skinner and Pickard are not the guys. And now on the other hand, you got
like the Bengals?
Yeah.
Essentially?
They can't finish. Sergei Bobrovsky, he could have won the Conn Smythe. Conn Smythe goes to the MVP. Sam Reinhart last night, guys. 4 goals last night. The last guy to do it, Wayne Gretzky. The guy before him, Mike Bossy.
Yeah.
Ooh. And he didn't win the Conn Smythe. Yeah. He didn't win it. It went to Sam Bennett, who scored 15 goals in the playoffs. That's amazing. Jeez. Guess what? He's a free agent, Stevie.
How many games did they play? Did Edmonton and?
They went 6 this time.
6. How many games did Florida play initially?
Okay, I would say I would average 5, 6, 12, maybe 23 games, 22 games in the playoffs.
That's an amazing clip. That's an amazing clip, 15 goals.
And Maz, you're a guy, and this might be blasphemous for, traditionalists or straight-up hockey fans. I'm in the entertainment business, okay? Yeah. Like, you could talk about, this sport is great and everything like that. But what do I always talk to you about? There has to be a story. And the story right now is a bad one for the NHL. Yep. That is what's transpiring in the NHL. You have your best player in the smallest market in hockey in Edmonton, Connor McDavid. We still believe he's the best player in hockey, yes?
1 goal.
Okay, so that says a lot. Your best teams are in the state of Florida, bad for hockey. Yeah. Everything about it is bad for hockey. I mean, just look at the plan. Where were the Detroit Red Wings? Not in it, right? Where were the Chicago Blackhawks?
Not in it.
Where were the Boston Bruins?
Not in it.
Where were the New York Rangers?
Not in it.
That's bad for hockey.
Canadians, at least, were the only originals to make the playoffs.
And you don't care about, realistically, either one of them.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at the entertainment value, and guys, that's what this is all about here. Entertainment. And I know there's the diehard sports fan that's there. It's a story. What's the storyline? It's a bad storyline in the NHL, and that's where, for all the problems you have with the NBA, for all the issues you had with David Stern, and hell, even with Adam Silver a little bit, yes, you have this now. We'll see what you have next year. Right. If you had this OKC in Indiana, if you had this 3, 4, 5 years in a row, look out.
It's a turnoff.
Well, I'm saying watch what Adam Silver would do in that NBA.
Right.
And you just saw this year, what did they do?
Luka.
They desperately tried to get Luka Doncic and the Lakers to the NBA Finals. Why? Because they don't want OKC in the Finals. It's a nice story one year, but this
I don't think that's it. I think they want LA in the finals, and they thought Luka would get them in the finals.
What I'm saying.
I know, but OKC is still okay. Dallas is still okay, and look what they did.